Hello everyone, how are you doing today? This is your chemistry teacher talking to you. Hope you're all doing well. Let's continue our lesson of voltaic cells. This is our part 3. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the voltaic cells and how do they work. So our objective for today will be to explain how does a voltaic cell work. We talked about electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is the study of redox processes by which a chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. We have seen how does a single voltaic cell operate. In a single voltaic cell, we have two parts of the cell. One is the anode and the other one is the cathode. The anode in our example was a zinc stripe immersed in zinc solution and a copper stripe immersed in a copper solution. These two stripes should be connected by a copper wire, and one more thing is needed also, as you recall, to finish the passage of electrons and ions. Do you recall what is missing? Do you know what is missing from this electric voltaic cell? There is a salt bridge. This connection in the middle is very important to make sure that the voltaic cell works. I have one part and the other part, anode and cathode. The anode is the part where the oxidation happens, as you can see here. Have a look at the zinc equation. This is oxidation. Oxidation starts in this part. I call this part oxidation half cell. So all of this is the oxidation half cell in which oxidation happens. When oxidation happens, I call this part anode. So the anode is the part where oxidation happens. In the oxidation process, electrons are produced. Electrons here are going to transfer through the wire and go to the other parts. If I put here a bulb, a light bulb, the light bulb will get enough energy from the electrons to operate. What will happen to those two electrons when they reach here? Copper ions are going to take these two electrons in the reduction equation. So in this part, copper is reduced in the half reduction cell, and I call this part of the cell cathode. I have the salt bridge, and we talked about how important the salt bridge is. Do you remember why salt bridge is important? Salt bridge is a pathway to allow the passage of ions from one side to another, so that ions do not build up around the electrodes. If I don't have a salt bridge, what will happen? Ions will accumulate or build up, preventing the current from passing through. So, when I talk about a voltaic cell, there are two types of movement. Moving of electrons through the wire and moving of ions through the salt bridge. What is the salt bridge made of? From its name, it's a salt. As you can see in this example, what is the salt that made the salt bridge here? KCl. It's a salt. KCl is a salt. As you can see here in the salt, the ions are separated. The passage of the ions here will prevent the accumulation of ions inside the solution. Now, I wanted to have a very good concentration in the word spontaneous. A voltaic cell is a type of electrochemical cell that converts chemical energy into electrical energy by a spontaneous reaction. This word is very important because in the future we are going to talk about some reactions that do not happen spontaneously. So, what type of reaction happens in the voltaic cell? A redox reaction happens. This introduction or revision was a bit long, but we needed to make sure that we have all the needed information, basic information, solid and clear for each one. Electric charges can flow between 2 points only when there is a difference in electric potential energy exists between the 2 points. That is a very basic information you learned in physics. I cannot predict any movement of charges until there is a difference in the potential energy. This difference, of course, comes because the electrons are produced in the process of oxidation and reduction. An electrochemical cell has 2 parts. These parts are called half cells, in which a separate oxidation and reduction reaction take place. The electrode where oxidation takes place is called anode. How would you know it's an oxidation reaction? Think a little bit about it. The electrons are lost. So whenever you see electrons are lost, that would be the anode. The cathode is the electrode where reduction occurs. Electric potential energy is a measure of the amount of current that can be generated from a voltaic cell to do the work. Now I think there is a question that might come in your mind. How could I predict which element will be oxidized and which element will be reduced? Think a little bit about this. How would I know? That would be the basic of our discussion in the next few weeks. I want to ask you a question to test your knowledge now. Have a look at this cell. This is a voltaic cell. In this voltaic cell, something is missing first. Who can tell me what is missing in this voltaic cell? This one. This voltaic cell should have a salt bridge. Without a salt bridge, this voltaic cell would not operate. Keep that in mind. Now, after we added a salt bridge to this voltaic cell, let's try to answer the question. If the direction of the current is shown in the diagram, what is the cathode and the anode? What clue can you use? What information can I know? I know that the electrons start moving from the anode. Ni should be the anode, since the electrons the current is starting from Ni. So, Ni should be the anode and Cu should be the cathode. That's my first conclusion. So, will I be able to write the equation for the oxidation and reduction? You should be. How would I write the oxidation equation of Ni? I know now that Ni is the anode. In the anode, oxidation happens. So, Ni should lose electrons. On the other hand, copper is the cathode. Copper here should gain electrons. So, that would be the cathode or the reduction equation. I want you to try to write the oxidation reaction for Ni and the reduction half reaction of Cu, and we will meet again tomorrow. So, what did we learn today? Today we learned about the voltaic cells. How do they operate? Voltaic cells change the chemical energy into electrical energy spontaneously. It is made of 2 parts, the anode and the cathode. Anode is where the electrons are generated, electrons are produced, where oxidation happens. Cathode, where reduction happens. And in the middle, I connect both of them by a salt bridge to make sure there is no accumulation of iron. So when I see you next time, I want you to try to write the equation of oxidation and reduction in these two half cells. See you again.